BSing with some friends. It's your host, Chris Sykes. This is me. No, I'm just bullshit. Welcome to an episode of BS and Friends. Good afternoon, good evening, where this time may hit you. This is Sykes.
And Jeremy.
And welcome to an episode of BS and Friends. And we got a serious moment, bringing in a serious moment. You pardon the knives now. No, it's just but we're going to talk about the suicide rate amongst men and just a conversation that needs to be had. So
that most people don't want to have.
Who wants to take the floor?
You said what?
Who wants to take the floor? I'll take it. I got a couple stats up here that I researched. So thank you, man. You already know this nigga be sweating.
That's for tears as well. If it get look now.
But the suicide rate is more. Well, let's say 3 times more than women, and it's offering. They say it's about 132 suicides per day. Just think of that. It's like every 13 seconds, a man, or more than likely a man, is committing suicide. So that's
really, why would a man kill himself when they have all the privileges? like why would they do that?
Here you go, man. Here you go.
It makes no sense to me. I'm confused. Why would such a privileged individual born with, dare I say, a penis, X themselves out of the equation? It makes no sense.
I could feel it. They like.
Yeah, it's gonna be that type of episode. But I mean, because suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. right now.
That's crazy.
So
well, let me do me. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm gonna get my raps off on this episode again. But no, honestly, man, I was just talking to bro about it. How a lot of people from the therapy I've done with individuals, a lot of people they only here because they got kids or family and things like that. A lot of people are miserable, speaking on our last topic that we had, that's a big cause of that. Some people just right. A lot of people just say, man, F it, man. They either done seen what they needed to see, or they reached that pinnacle of life, or they not seeing how can I say it, the light at the end of the tunnel. So they like, man, I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just, it gets crazy, bro. But I'm gonna let you go ahead before I just take the seatbelt off.
Did my husband chime in?
Y'all got it. I'm gonna say my,
You can jump in whatever about you do.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I doubt that people are killing themselves just because they seen life to the fullest. They still have many opportunities that they have to, do for the next generation.
Well, I gotta interject because remember when Bow Wow said he wanted to kill himself because he was 16 and he had done everything? So people do it.
Yeah, but he's 16. What does he really know?
But he done everything that grown men wanted to do.
But he's 16.
He can't.
Hold on. He's 16 years old. He's a child.
But he still has lived and done everything that most people in their adulthood dreamed of. Like, is it going to Hawaii, having a Benz, having a Lamborghini?
He was bored.
He's done all that because he had the money to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's saying. Like, it just people don't matter the age. The age don't mean nothing.
No,
it's the opportunity to be able to do what people only dream about.
No, here's the thing, and I do believe that the age does matter, because it's the same way that we always talk about how we're growing up kids a little bit too quickly. We're allowing kids to change their sex or whatever at whatever age they feel like it. 16 years old to me will be too young to have a child. It'll be too young to have a family. These are things that he didn't have at the age of 16. So what did he actually finish? That's one of the goals.
This is what we're trying to say, bro. If he would have killed himself,
he wouldn't have that.
No, listen what we're saying, bro. If he would have killed himself in that moment of thinking about killing himself, he would have counted in what we're talking about as suicide. A lot of teenagers, especially more now, are killing themselves.
Especially
not
being
even just-
cyberbullied.
Yeah,
It's not even just teenagers.
Exactly.
It go younger.
Yeah, but I doubt. But my point was that I doubt it was because they done it all. How many teenagers have done it all? If we want to
That's
talk
what-
about
But
Bow
that
Wow.
was
that's
just
Bow
one.
Wow.
That was
No.
one
That's
example.
what you're not
And
getting. We
he-
not saying-
No, but you
Talking
brought,
about Bow Wow.
yeah, but he brought up a 16-year-old Bow Wow, so I'm bringing up 16-year-old people as well. That's
Yeah,
in
but
there.
that's not.
But
that's
this was
that's no.
one
That's apples and
person
oranges.
who said it.
He actually once said
we're
it,
saying
and
is-
he lived the lifestyle that most people would. I still haven't even lived that lifestyle yet. You know what I mean? But that's one 16-year-old. We're not saying all. We're saying him because he had the money to, and he got bored because he's done everything that he wanted to.
No, I understand that. And what I'm saying is that at that point, and this is what I keep getting into. At 16 years old, just for Bow Wow's sake, he didn't really experience everything because he didn't get married like you two are. He didn't have children. He didn't have the joys of raising them. He thought that he can do all that because he's young. Everybody's so quick to get to that point, but you're not.
And I get it.
Okay.
But if he would have whacked himself like he said,
He wouldn't have those opportunities today.
Nah, bro, what we saying? We talking about suicide,
No,
bro.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'm
get you. I get you. That's why I start nodding my head because I'm like, I get what you're saying. That's why we gotta reach people before they do something like that. And,
Of course.
And educate them or
Of course.
inform them like, hey, you still got more to do. But the thing is, a lot of people don't know that, and that's why we having a talk. Or the standard and the goal of just especially society in America is so low. Everybody just want materialistic things, a materialistic life.
That's true.
And that's why we got so many rich and famous people killing themselves in hotel rooms or
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
overdosing and all that stuff.
overdosing and stuff
Yeah.
like that because they're like, man, I've done what I thought was all. It's not necessarily I done what I thought was everything.
Because
So
even
it's
Jim
like-
Carrey had say something like that too. Like you think you want everything, he wants everybody to experience that because that's not it.
or they be tired.
Wait, say that again?
He wants everybody to experience
Don't do that.
rich and
Don't do
famous.
that.
Being rich and
I'll
famous.
walk out.
and everything that you want and getting everything you want, so you can realize that's not it. That's not the answer.
There's more to it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But you know, with suicide, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of times people reach out for help, and nobody wants to help. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? People choose to continue what they got going, or you know, like they've been a pest, but then they feel bad once it's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, he killed himself, but nobody was there to help him when he was reaching out for help. Because a lot of them reach out for help. You know. So, I mean, I got people that I know that can kill themselves for different reasons and all of this. So, as I'm sure you guys have people that didn't kill themselves for different reasons, but it's just never easy. Like,
This is
this
very something that I take serious because,
yeah, for sure.
like I said, I had somebody. Obviously, I'm not gonna say no names, but this is the time I was working at Disneyland, and I got a phone call. This is when I was driving the trams. I'm on my way to the theme park, and I get a call from my buddy telling me he got a shotgun in his mouth and stuff like that, and that was his reaching out because if he wanted to do it, he would already done it. Mm-hmm. And so I just tell him like, dude, just give me like 5 minutes. I should be going on lunch soon because I'm already late for lunch. We can talk about it then. So he waited, but it was.
Bro
That's real
was
close,
in the
and he
happiest
was-
place in
Yeah,
the
I
world.
got that phone call. But like, just think about if I didn't answer my phone call because I
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to. But you know, it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Like you see me right, I'm
Yeah.
glancing. I had
Yeah.
on speaker, and then you know, with that I was like, all right, what's that? what
He's
the hell am I supposed to do with
if you look
this?
to your left, to the right, this is Toontown.
You still talking to him?
Yeah,
Y'all,
He's still here.
y'all close?
not as much as we used to be, but you know, we still speak. I never remind him of that day, and he did it only the following year. After that, you know, we don't talk about that day, but.
I mean, as
Like
long as
that.
he's straight, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And then that you did what you had to do.
Yeah, I was just glad to be a part that he didn't end it because that's a lot.
Yeah.
Here I go. Before I get going, let me ask everybody at the table a question. anybody other than myself contemplated suicide at this table? Ever
Yes.
just thought about it?
I think
Yes, I've definitely
think
done
the
that.
real
I think
answer.
that's a universal question. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think most people
Contemplate.
at one point in
Yeah.
time in their life be like,
Fuck this.
yeah, literally. If this is what living is, I don't want to do it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because everybody go through dark spaces in life, so it's
Yeah.
you know it's just one of them things.
I remember the first suicide I had to deal with. It was a friend of the family's, but the thing was, I was so young yet intrigued, low key, by it. Like, I ain't gotta be here. Like, oh, I could end it early. Like, yo, at any time. Like, it was weird. I was like, I thought you had to like get killed or some shit. But either way, I just was like, damn, people do that. You know what I'm saying? And then another one happened, and I just was like, damn, everybody kind of dealing with something here. And then I kind of, certain people who would do it, I'm like, you didn't have to do that. Like, you was old, you could just lived it out. But then I got to my point of where I was like, I see why nobody want to, like, this just shit, you don't want to wake up some
Right.
days, you know what I'm saying? You just like, bruh, I don't even want to call off. I just want everything. And then with my life, it was weird because, like, I used to feel like I was a burden. You know what I'm saying? To my parents, to family. Even though I was young, so it was like I shouldn't even be feeling like this. But like he said, you reach out in your different ways. People may acknowledge it or they play it to the side. Or this.
90% of the time they're gonna brush you off.
Yeah, most of the times they're gonna brush you off, and I just was like, man, one day I might do this shit for real. But thank God, you know, I ran into the people I ran into, that, you know. But the funny thing is, and what I was saying earlier, well, not funny, but just what I want to speak on is that most people hesitate on something like that only because of maybe a belief or this. So I think more people, after something like that happens, or if you can notice something, you gotta reach out to people. Or if, let's say something happens tomorrow to somebody, make sure you take it more serious. Because right now what's happening is a lot of death in the world, because so much of it is happening and then we got so much access to everybody's life, we just brush by it. So it's like, I want people to take it upon themselves personally to just check on everybody, even though it's hard to, because everybody is just
Busy
weird
and
with
stuff.
weird with communication. But you got to, like, even this is somewhat therapy. Even for me, like, I'll go out and say it, like, for me, being around this is like therapy. It's like, all right, you know, you got to make people feel like they got purpose, keep them here, because you don't know what people deal with when they go home, or when they, you know what I'm saying?
Or just their mind, period. Like, you don't know what's going on in people's mind. Wherever
Yeah.
you're at.
True.
'Cause we, like, for us, that's three. And even you, because you know, you work, the place of business that you work
Going postal.
you deal with people on the regular. So, like, we get people in all the time who we don't know what the hell they going through, but a lot of us are quick to, you know, jump down their ass about whatever it is, and it's like, but you don't know. Hey, bro,
About to get me in trouble.
goddamn it. Serious moment here.
I'm listening.
No,
I just need you to talk the more into
Yeah,
place.
like-
You niggas are smiling, and I'm serious, right? I'm about to start. You want me to cry?
Nah, bro.
Nah, but I'm
saying, go ahead, bro.
Like, you at my job, like, sometimes they don't understand, like, that this person could have be contemplating killing themselves or anything. You just don't know. You don't know what a person's
Right.
thinking unless they speak.
Yeah.
Yes.
It kind of reminds me of the story that you brought up when you was a kid thinking about that. It reminded me of, if you guys ever watched the Netflix series Castlevania.
Oh man.
Isaac said something. Isaac said this to Dracula when he was a kid. He said, "Death doesn't fear me. In fact, it sounds almost peaceful."
Bars.
Because the life that he lived was miserable, and I think that a lot of men today have a lot of pressure on them.
Hey, drop it in 20 balls. Hey,
That was fire. Okay.
Men today have a lot of pressure on them, and then look at exactly how the laws, the government is treating them. Look at the feminism movement as it is today.
Yep. I'm
More-
with you with the stigma too on that.
Yeah.
I got right here where it's talking about the men are saddled with the unhealthy misconception of what it means to be strong. Mm-hmm. So there's an unspoken expectation to be tough and avoid showing emotion or weakness tied to their gender. Some men fear that deviating from those stereotypes might change the way of others think of them.
Okay, now here's the issue with that. The issue with that is that they're actually making women more proactive to be that, and men to be the opposite of that. Okay, and most men in general,
Right.
don't have the femininity that the world is trying to ask them to have, trying to force them to have.
Yeah, they're forceful. Because they're saying that being masculine is what? They're saying that it's a toxic trait now.
Yes,
It's one of the toxic traits
toxic
to be a man. We're supposed to
masculinity.
be.
Yes,
That's ridiculous, man.
Toxic
Try to make us softer
masculine.
and weaker.
exactly.
Drop on the clothes. He on it today, bro.
Always on it. I don't miss a beat.
But yeah, man.
But all honestly, that's what we're facing today. And then, for me, and I know this is to a lesser extent, and I talk about this all the time, but it's ruining every facet of your reality. As for, you see it when you go to movie theaters, you see it when you watch TV and your commercials. They're advocating for men to be better, as if the worst of mankind is the example of men and not
Right.
the exception, because they make it seem like rape is an actual culture
He had a lot to say.
that we celebrate.
Hey, go ahead,
We
tell
do
him,
not.
bro. Tell him.
One more time.
Bronze left and right.
Side note, bro, I listen to a hella battle rap, and you know, like they can't control themselves when they hear something they just love. And I'm over here trying to stay in this chair right now, bro. But he's spitting right now. God dang, bro.
See, the thing is, all I'm saying is, bro, it's not what I feel. I don't talk about what I feel because feeling is opinion. These are facts. This is what's going on. This is what we have to deal with.
I love it.
I'm just gonna bring it to the next. I think that's enough bombs, probably. Don't stop dropping them, I give you that.
Oh my goodness, man.
Okay.
He spoke.
They did.
Y'all hear that, people? That's for y'all. But nah, man. Yeah, man. This topic, you know what I'm saying? Like, even what I spoke on when we was texting about, you know, trying to bring some light to this whole thing
Right.
is it's difficult because when you really dive into just men's mental health, we damn near gotta, you know, wear it on our sleeve. You know what I mean? Like, hey, bro, you a man. Be a man. Toughen up. It's like, damn, I can't cry. I
Damn,
can't.
I'm 8 years old and I gotta be a man already. I'm 8 years
I'm
old.
8. They like, nigga, figure it out. Yeah, like, say it with your chest and all of that. But it's like, it's crazy, bro. You know, this world that we live in. I'm glad I got a group of guys like y'all, and I want to encourage. This is mainly me trying to speak to people who could listen to this or come across this and be contemplating it. When you at a point in life where you're thinking about suicide, you really just want to like go through a butterfly effect.
Right.
You want to kill that old version of yourself, and you know that's what you got to really do. You know, like I'm from LA, we out here in Houston now, so clearly, you know, I mean, my roots is with me, but I killed that old version. You know what I'm saying? That dude is dead and gone. But some people may be at a point where they think I really got to end it all. No, man, you just need a new habitat. You need to go somewhere where maybe you don't have a certain past, a certain connection to certain people.
You got a clean slate type
Yeah,
of thing.
clean slate. That's what you need. And some people may think, nah, that's not enough. It really is, bro. You got to at least do it first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. That's my living testimony to at least do it. Get out there. You know what I'm saying?
Try it out.
Try it out. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't even have a passport to this day. Get that passport. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that is
Yeah,
true, especially in
That
our
is true.
community.
Yeah.
Like we've been traveling a little bit more, like as black people, but there's a lot of people that shit on that don't have passports.
Well, yeah,
You
but
got-
there are people that still live in the same apartment building for generations.
Yeah.
I've literally been in because I have a brother
say
and,
that
and it's I know what I'm doing. I have a brother and his family literally lived together for generations in an apartment building. Right? I found it crazy. We really don't move around, and I feel like we definitely should because that's a crazy thought to have.
Like, we not made to just work and pay bills. We got to see the world, man.
Well, that's for people. Yeah, people. We definitely are, and that's one of the things that we definitely should strive for. A little bit of versatility. No, I'm saying that wrong.
Damn, boy.
I'm saying that wrong.
What was it?
But you know what I'm saying. We need to be more.
I was gonna catch his ass.
Hey! I always put myself on when I'm wrong. But we need to be more diverse about how we handle ourselves as people, and that's I feel will be a gateway to happiness because we'll be able to understand each other more,
Right.
than what we really do. And like I said, when it comes to men, and why are men killing themselves a lot more than women? Well, I think I've already said this, but it has to go with the responsibility that's put upon man. Because if you can't provide for your house, your wife, your kids, you are deemed as a failure
Right.
in the eyes of society.
You think that's the reason though? Because men supposed to provide.
No.
Same
We
shit you
been.
saying. I'm just asking.
I was gonna say there's a lot of men who got great jobs. They got the perfect wife, the perfect
Everything.
kids, everything, and they still
And they still kill.
they still kill themselves. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
There's a
no.
percentage at least. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying that it
But I
is
know
because
what
you-
you're getting at. I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you'll always find people who's deemed to have the perfect everything. Just like how you brung up Bow Wow, he had money, he can probably do everything. But at 16, he was contemplating killing himself because just like you said with Jim Carrey,
Right.
it's not enough. That perfect life that he had, it wasn't enough.
So let me tell you, I had a classmate who killed himself because his mama didn't accept him being gay. So he killed himself in the backyard, and his sister found him. You know, so it was like that's kind of tough that people don't. I mean, you always supposed to accept your people. You know what I'm saying? Gay, straight, all this new stuff. I ain't trying to offend nobody, but all the new stuff they got out now.
At the end of the day, you accept your own
You
people.
accept your people. Now, whether you agree with it or not is your business. You don't have to agree with it, but that's not your life to agree with it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, people killing themselves for a lot of, I don't want to say stupid reasons, but I'm going to say stupid reasons because it's honestly stupid. Like, but you don't get a redo. You know what I'm saying?
don't.
Once you do it, it's
But I think that's the point. I think that's the point. No save point. I think that was the point. But what you said about your friend, and I would also say this for anybody who, I believe that was weak will. I believe it was weak will because even though he came up to his mother and mother said, I wasn't going to take whatever that was, you still have a life to make for yourself because you don't live for her, you live for you.
well, some people don't take that shit well.
No, they don't.
That's true. Because, like, I still feel like even though we all probably have thought about a one chance, I personally feel like I love myself too much to do that.
For sure.
It's still a lot of stuff. To be selfish, there's still a lot of stuff I still want to do, haven't done, want to do. You know, just.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of a selfish way to look at it. Like, okay, I don't want to deal with this.
It's
Right.
very.
Boom. So with it.
Now somebody else has to deal with it.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
all friends.
we
We just
gotta
talking about
be
the people in the
affected by
room.
Yeah.
All y'all gotta deal with that shit. And all
Exactly.
y'all gonna think about that shit daily. If I kill myself right here, right now, in front of y'all, that's gonna fuck y'all up. for
Exactly.
life.
Yes,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
You fucking right.
And you gonna be like, oh shit, we have an episode on suicide. This nigga just
Yo,
And that's
Yeah.
exactly, and that's more. How can I say devious, evil than somebody saying I don't accept you for being gay?
Yeah.
Because you're willing to scar that person for the rest of their life just because they have an opinion on
Right.
what they feel.
But maybe they. I mean, I don't know, but it's shit different when it's your parent. You can tell me
It
some
sucks,
shit, and I
yeah.
can be like,
It sucks.
"Nah."
Or whatever,
But when
when it's your parents,
it's,
you hold
it's
out.
your mama.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh
But
fuck.
I feel like you don't give that person amount of time to come around.
I mean, we all
Like, 'cause at the,
strong-minded people. though.
at the beginning, yeah, it can be, but then, maybe give her some time. It could take years, but maybe she come around into it because at the end of the day, that's still her son. That's her baby, and she loves him. I will hope. I mean, I'm just thinking the best case scenario.
I would think so.
I stayed away from it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
of
Like
course,
we was cool
of
in high
course.
school. My whole high school class was cool. Everybody was cool. Even if like we wouldn't let nobody do nothing to you. So and it was after school. It was after we all graduated. He had kind of went through a drinking problem. And then this happened, and it was like everybody was like all in touch about it. So we all cared about him, and I don't know. The shit just weird, bro. Like
I wish
it
my
ain't
high
that-
school was like that. I remember
One day,
we had somebody at my high school who got killed in the head, and all we talked about was how he got set about another girl that was with him.
Wow.
That's
you niggas are cruel.
That's what it sounds like.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean. That's what we're getting at. Matter of fact, one of my favorite people to listen to, Dave Chappelle,
For sure.
he spoke about how the world just doesn't know how to deal with death. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pray for prayer. You know what
It's
he
hard.
said. But that's the thing where it's happening so rapid. After a death, for one, when somebody passes along, for one, my opinion is it shouldn't always be a sad thing. But a suicide, I think everybody connected to that person should for the next month or two, we all just need to come to either
Because
if it's family,
that's a
let's go
mental
to Big
health thing.
Mama house, or if it's just a bunch of friends, we all need to just get close.
Wait though. How many people actually know that there's ever suicide?
What you mean?
Like so a lot of
Conspiracy
times
type
somebody, when people pass, it'd be like, oh, well, they just passed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
It's not.
Oh, they cover it up.
That's
He
that-
killed this.
Like they cover it up.
Can I talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate. Okay.
Yeah, because that's real that ain't close unless you real in close.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
You're
don't.
right.
Just, we knew that because
That's a
of
good
the
joke.
reason, but
Right.
we didn't. I'm sure the people in the world didn't know, like, oh, he killed himself because it's never in the paper.
Yeah,
It's
they-
suicide. It just he passed.
It's this new thing,
That's
and I hope
real good,
people
man.
hear this, and I don't care what people feel about what the hell I'm about to say, but y'all niggas is weird, bro. Like, we want to know, we deserve to know. You telling us they died, we want to know what happened.
Yeah, what
but then they go, don't worry about what happened, just send up your prayer. Like, bro, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
You're telling me somebody just lost their life, or possibly took their life, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
We trying to get to the bottom of it because different thing. It matters. It does matter. People, it don't matter. This just show your support. Well, don't tell me then. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it public because it's like you want my attention, but then you don't.
Yeah.
You
Like the
want
omission of the
you wanna
truth.
like filter
Yeah.
how I should care. Nah, man. It's either I'm gonna care or I'm not, and that's a big part of caring. What happened? You know what I'm saying?
big
That's how
issue.
everybody solves anything or gets to the bottom of something. What happened? If you want me to know, then you want me to know fully. Don't tell me partial of it. You know what I'm saying? When the cops show up, when this person show up, when you in court, don't tell me partial. And that's the thing. That's why people don't know how to even share their feelings because everything is being filtered right now. So people might want to vent. People might want to say this and that, but everybody's like,
I
that's
feel like
too
they got a
much.
safe space sometimes.
Yeah, you know what I'm
You know what I
saying?
mean? Like, I feel like if I tell you, I know we not because we, all jail well together, but sometimes I feel like if I'm going to tell you, now my shit about to be aired all over this and that, and I just
that's
want to talk to you about it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not ready for that shit to
Yeah.
be aired because I only came to you.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's-
I can fight in you because
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like you don't judge and snap, but sometimes people, listen to
What they
Yeah,
want to
shit
hear,
out.
right?
And it sucks. It shouldn't be like that. I feel like, especially with something like
Tell a
personal stuff
person,
like that,
bro.
like
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
like we all around. So if we have something that happens, it should only stay between us four.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's only me and you at the situation, they not there, then it only should stay between us two because they wasn't there. Unless we want to bring them on, that's different to get their opinions and have the insights. But other than that, like a lot of people just quick to go to blast their shit. That's how a lot of people getting famous now, to exposing their stuff or the friend of theirs that's not even their story to tell, and they getting famous from that.
Pulling that phone out. And
that sucks. Everybody pulling their phone out, expecting the next person to help, and nobody ends up helping, and then that person dies.
But I do have a question. I want to ask you a question, Sykes. And since we're on the topic of suicide rate, what do you believe is the cause of all of these suicide rates?
I said, like I said before, mental health, but it's just more. It's deeper than that. I feel like, because you can say mental health, that's just a broad answer version of it, but it can be a lot more deeper than what you think. You think it's just because he lost his job. No, he could have been getting chewed out by his boss, really, nonstop. He been helping this and that. He can be getting chewed out by his wife, talking about he ain't shit, he ain't got a good job, he can't provide this and that. You know what I mean? He just be a lot of other things that trickle down, and he just like, you know what? Fuck y'all.
Yeah, number one cause, depression. But what led to that depression?
Yeah, but it's a lot of stuff that build up to it.
That's what he's saying.
Life.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah.
Cause this shit ain't easy, but people think it's not easy. Like
I just feel like just for the, I don't want to sound like an asshole or something like this, but I still feel like the people who do, at the end of the day, they feel like this is their only out, and this is the only way that they can resolve whatever. But I still feel like that's still a bit of weak-minded, because not only you trying to feel like that's the only way out of mental health and stuff like that, but you're affecting so much other people. So like, not even just the people that fake care and stuff like that, but you know what I mean, just abroad.
So how do you resolve I'm sorry.
Go ahead, y'all finish.
Yeah, it's just like what you were saying. How do you resolve a problem by walking away from it or running away from it?
You don't.
You don't.
You can't run away from it.
Huh?
You do. They don't.
Suicide.
Because once I'm gone, I ain't got to deal with that shit. Y'all deal with it.
Yeah, man.
No, we don't, because whatever problems that you have probably not going to be a problem. You think I have to deal with you being gay?
I'm not saying that.
I don't have to deal with it anymore.
That. You have to deal with the fact that I died, which now fucked you up, and I'm out of here.
Oh, but that wasn't my problem before you did that.
But now it is.
No, that's what I'm saying. We all dealt with suicide, and people who killed, like, that were somewhat or super close to us that have killed themselves,
right.
And it sticks. It sticks. You know what I'm saying?
I got a recent one.
Yeah.
Another classmate. This man had money. He had a wife. He didn't have kids. He was in the service. I forgot which branch, but he was doing the Bitcoin thing. Had a lot of money. Wasn't money like people always say money. Remember, I was fucked up at work in a few days. I had to take off a day.
Yeah.
He had money, so he had everything that people want to have. Still killed himself. This was recent. This was this year. So
do you know why?
Nah, I don't think nobody know why. Maybe his wife know why, but that's it. Like,
but what he's saying is that money. Once again, money isn't everything.
Money ain't the.
That's why I said that Jim Carrey thing I said at the beginning.
Yeah, but
he wants everybody to experience that, to have money, to have everything they want to, so they can know that that's not the answer.
Yeah, but I understand that, but it's also another thing. Like, I don't know if your version of what he think was a lot of money was like, you know what I'm getting at?
Hey, he had Bitcoin
I'm saying,
when it first started.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a lot. Ooh, that is something.
Yeah, that's
so something's missing.
Something is missing.
Suicide is to each his own
right
type of thing. When a person either reaches a enough is enough standpoint, that's it. Whatever they dealing with, people got double lives. I done been to funerals where a whole nother family showed up, and I'm like, oh shoot. Like, yo, a whole family, I'm talking about wife and kid, and nobody knew. So, and that was a suicide.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh, damn. Like, and I get it. That's why I say I was kind of intrigued at the different ways people can live their lives. Like even some of like my favorite, like Robin Williams.
Man, that's
Oh, yeah.
still
He did that.
That still helps me too.
Yeah, bro. I
That
was
still
like,
fucks me up
dog,
till
Miss
today,
Doubtfire?
bro.
I was like, yo.
That's still my top. That's my top 3 favorite movie, bro. That still fucks me up to the
Yeah,
day.
I was
that,
like-
that hit a lot of people,
Depth to
bro.
Smoochie type stuff. But
A lot of people, man.
I was just like, yo, word. So that's why me growing up, I got hella trauma in my
Right.
just from child growing up. So I was like, damn. I felt like, thank God I am where I am now. But like you said, since 8,
Right.
I was like, enough is enough. Enough
Yeah.
is enough. Enough is enough. Like, and even to this day, I still kind of be like, man, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's me being honest. I just be like, I need to
right
do
now.
something new. That's why I moved. That's why I went from, okay, I went to LA and I was like, man, I need to go somewhere. Vegas. This ain't far enough. Let's go to Texas. Okay, boom, I got my passport. I'm hella big with all the stuff I'm big with. I'm going to try to get to Japan. Corona hit, yada, yada this. But I'm just like, bro, I got to keep going because I know if I sit still for too long and let life, like how he said,
Stagnant.
I'll get super depressed, bro, because it's like, I don't know, bro. I just be at that point where I just be like, bro, what is gonna be my
No, it sounds like
this
to
is my
me.
peace. Like this is my this
Yeah.
and like y'all said,
Get married.
look. I could find it in that.
And stay in one spot.
Nah. But honestly, I think what I really want to do without getting married is just probably have a bunch of kids. Honestly, a bunch of baby moms. Nah, just like look. I'm playing. No, bro. I just understand when people. The cold part is about me is I understand it. You know, I understand it. I've been there.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? In that room where you like, niggas don't even know. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? I've been there, like, y'all don't even know. And then I wake up the next morning like, oh shit. Alright, well, let's try it again. Let's get back out there. And that's why this is like a personal topic, because it's like, bro, I done been there where niggas be like, yo, word, I did not know that, bro. You so funny, you so goofy, you so happy. That's why, because it's like, even comedy itself come from like pain most of the time, or seeing what's wrong with
It's
something.
a dark humor. And just
You know what I'm saying?
Side to it,
So
make it
it's
funny.
like, that's why I care so much, because when I see people like play with it, I'm like, hey, bro, that ain't no play thing, bro. You really thinking about killing yourself?
That's it. I
let me
take this topic very serious because
Yeah.
of the story I told y'all. Like,
Yeah. You know what I'm
I
saying?
play with everything else, have dark humor else, but when it comes to this, like, hey, look, if you really need to talk to somebody,
Yeah.
regardless, man.
So, like, what was the reason you felt like you thought about killing yourself?
First and foremost, my bad if I could hear that. But the first one was parents. It was just a household thing. It was just like I wasn't enough. I was the kid who I was athletic. I'm talking about from 6 years old.
Ooh, shit, man. I think you're telling my story, but go ahead.
Here we go. I was athletic. I was on the honor roll.
I don't know.
Nah,
I'm just kidding. It's the cup time.
nah, real talk. I'm
Talking about
But no, for me, yeah, I feel like I'm not enough. Like I'm not enough for my dad to like pull up. Like, bro, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom, I just had a talk with her when she was out here. You know what I'm saying? That was the deepest convo we've ever had in 30 years. In 30 years.
Well, you know it'd be like that.
No, I know, but that's the thing. I remember on the way driving back home, I was like, no, we finna have this conversation. Because I've been dealing with trauma my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
like, we need
I was
to
like,
do
you
that
don't
now.
even know. So when I sat there and I told her, like, yo, this is what's going on with me. I said, on my little counter, I'm only 30.
Pills.
Like to just go to sleep. I can't sleep. Like, bro, I still got like insomnia. I still got all kind of issues, bro. Like that life I had to live when a young kid feels like, all right, well, my dad ain't here. Fuck getting good grades, cause that ain't gonna give me no PlayStation or no Jordans. All right, I'm going to the streets. Oh, this is weed. This is alcohol. This is fun. This is what everybody's considering fun. Oh yeah, peer pressure wasn't peer pressure. I just was glad somebody
Accepted it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Drop one.
Drop me one.
See, you
Show.
You know, it's so crazy that you said, you know, you don't get incentivized for making good grades at home, and that is so true, because you always hear that, and I never agree with this, but you always hear that, why should I reward you for something that you're supposed to do?
Oh my God.
But I will say, my mama did reward me for good grades.
Right.
That was her thing. She always pushed good grades. But to us, like, after a while, you like, man, I don't give a fuck about that.
But think about what he said.
You don't care about nothing else I want to do.
Well,
I'm like,
yeah, that's true. But think about what he said, and think about all the people that been in his shoes, and it's a common thing.
Yeah.
You don't get rewarded for good behavior or good grades. You're being told that that's what you're supposed to do.
But is it because they can't reward you, or they just don't want to reward you?
It could be either or, but at the it could be either or, but at the same time, for a kid, if they can go out and have fun, they don't have to do the boring stuff to do it. Why would they do the boring stuff? You're incentivizing bad behavior by not rewarding them for doing the right thing. Because remember, at the end of the day, if you're raising a kid like you're raising a kid, you want them to be a productive member of society. So why not reward them for being those people who do the right thing? Because eventually you're not going to want to be incentivized. You're going to do it because it's in your nature.
Push your goddamn button.
Come on, I understand.
Hilarious.
But I can say for me that I wanted to, do it because I couldn't find a fucking job, bro. Like, so when you got a job, it's easy to get a job. When you don't have a job, you can't get a fucking job at Burger King. You can't do nothing. So it was like, you get tired of asking your people for money. You get tired of doing this. So then you try to make it on your own. Then when you do get a job, you so fucking happy. But it's like, before that, you went through the dark place. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a thought. Not never that I just was like, oh, this is it. Right. But it was like, I ain't got to worry about no job if I ain't here.
Exactly. Bro. You know what, bro? That's kind of crazy. You know how good it was for me to work at Sonic at 16?
That's what I'm saying.
That was like the greatest feeling ever.
Did you have the skates?
This big ass had no fucking skates. You didn't have to. You didn't have to put in big ass. They know that. You don't know how big I was at 16.
You still was muscular, I know, but hell no, you didn't have no goddamn skates.
Bro, yeah, I was muscular.
With the Lieutenant Dan shorts, you didn't have no damn skates.
Hey, the booty shorts, man. But it's like you said, bro. Like, you get that little bit of money, but you gotta understand where you come from. You come from zero money to like $6-7 an hour. Right. That's crazy. I even told you the story that I used to save up my well, I didn't tell you this story, but I used to save up my lunch money just so I can buy video games.
Bars. Hey man, look.
Yeah, it was $2 a day. Yeah, I used to do that all the time.
$49, not $6.
Y'all just wasn't on reduced lunch?
No, that was
the $2 was nigga. Our shit was 40 cents.
Oh,
reduced lunch.
Are you serious?
It was 40 cents
in California. That's
I know, but
it was 40 cents for me when I was in elementary, but I'm talking about when I was in middle school.
Nice,
bro.
What's crazy?
Slop.
What was crazy? The code.
My reduced lunches was nice.
Pizza Friday.
My reduced lunch was 60 cents.
Fridays was it.
Yo, my reduced lunch was 60 cents. I remember that. In fact, you had to put in a code in order to verify that you are. Can you imagine that, a 7-number code for a kid to remember to notify that you? I still still remember that code. I remember the code so much. I remember the code. I even have. I have it under my cell phone. Not my cell phone. My laptop. PIN number is that code from when I was in elementary school. I still remember it to this day.
I feel it, bro. But you wanted to eat though, didn't you?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I figured.
But that's crazy though.
You remember that shit?
Yeah, I surely do.
But yeah, we got off topic, so we can wrap it up now.
Unfortunately.
45
Hey,
minutes
but this
into
was
this.
good though.
It was good.
It's good. It's very awareness, and I know it's Pride Month, but this is very much awareness.
Disgusting. Pride Month is in the same month. I'm sorry, but no, but this has to. No, screw that. This has to be said. Pride Month should not be in the same month as Father's Day, especially if Father's Day doesn't have that much recognition to begin with.
All right, I give you that.
It
I would give you that due to the fact, but that's another agenda that we was talking about earlier. But we ain't get into that. Anybody get us canceled, anyways. So hope you guys appreciate this episode of Business Friends Sykes
And Jeremy,
and until next time, all right.
fuck cancel culture.
Cheers. Cheers.